Hello my friends, welcome to another video on my channel. If you're new here, my name is Deanna. If not, welcome back. Thank you for spending some time with me today, regardless of whether you're new here or not. I just wanted to do a quick video for you and show you what I'm still using, talk a little bit about my setup, explain a few changes that I've made, show you a new cover, and just generally give you a little bit of an update. So if you're interested, keep watching, grab a snack, grab a coffee, get your planner out, and let's talk about it. So a few things have changed since the last video, but most of it has not. So I'm still in Pocket, which is wild. Like, my mind is blown totally that I'm enjoying Pocket. I don't know why I had convinced myself that it could never work, that it was too small, that I would never be able to do it. My handwriting was too big. All these things that I thought were true are not. And maybe they were true at a time and they're not anymore, and that's also fine. So there's some reconciling that in my mind. And so I think I'm just excited that it's still working. I'm surprised, but I'm also excited about it. So I'm fully embracing it. There's so much going on in my personal life right now. We are preparing to move. I just did my last signing for my notary business. So we're now switching gears into a very busy season of life, I think, while we are preparing for a move across the country. And so there's a lot that's going on. And so I think I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I may switch covers when I feel that like itch to switch. I'll just rotate out different covers. But I think my system, give or take an insert or two, is going to remain the same. Excuse me if you hear some sniffling, some like general ickiness in my voice. We were sick all last week. We got some kind of a cold working through the house. So I apologize for that. But I still want to film for you guys because I want to show you what's going on. And I promised someone on Instagram that I would do a flip. So if you hear me out of breath, it's because my nose is just figuring out how to breathe again after a week of being completely clogged. So all of the housekeeping aside, we will get right in and talk about the cover. So this is a Spek cover. It is a custom. I did not order it. My new sweet planner friend Jennifer did in Ireland, and she sent this to me. She listed it on the buy sell trade group, and I purchased it. It is a pocket custom with an A4 clasp. It is the color JL Brown, which is Janet Leather Brown. That's how I say it. I don't know if it's Jeanette or whatever, but to me it's Janet. It has a front slip pocket, which in here I keep stamps and this sweet, I'll just show you, this sweet little Mother's Day card from my boys and my husband. He thought it was a full-size card. He printed it. And it was tiny, and it's just so cute. I'm like, that's perfect. It'll go in my planner. So, an A4 clasp. I can clasp it. It's amazing. And then it does have the back pocket. In my back pocket, I have this, which was sent to me when I purchased one of my covers by a sweet planner friend. And then I have my extra labels in different sizes for my headers and stuff. So I just keep those in a little sleeve back there because I like the way that the ribbon kind of sticks out of the top. I think that's pretty. Sorry if you hear children or rain. They live here and it's raining outside. So in the spirit of things that have changed, I ordered one of these. My sweet bestie Kim, go follow her if you're not on Instagram. ADHD done Kim, she's the best. We were talking about this, and she was able to help me get one of these on Liebe, I think is how you say it, but it's, I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. It is the 6-pen case in the new leather. It's a smooth leather. I just got this in the other day, and I just loaded it up with my favorite pens, my whiteout, a fountain pen, and then my 2 favorite highlighters. This is part of a Mr. Pen set, and then this is my dot marker and my most often used, which is the color that I use for Graham. 2 Uniball pens. This is like the short chunky one, and then my Energel Pentel, and it's the point, like the needle tip, the 0.5, I think. These are my favorite pieces. So then just like an old mermaid ollie clip. And so I put that in here, and I'm starting to use this. I've heard rave reviews, so I'm going to give it a try and see what I think. I've found definitely with my pocket planner that I can't keep the pen in, or I can't close it, and that's fine. Because how I am using this, and you can kind of probably see a few of them stick out. So that will lead me to a few of the changes that I've made with this planner specifically, this cover, I should say. When it is closed, it may look like it's touching, but it's not actually, if you can see down in there. The only things that are touching are these tiny little monthly tabs, and I think there's only a few that are touching. Because what I did was I left my side tabs, just the ones on top that go over and won't push on this. And other than that, I changed them to top tabs. Because this has not been, to my knowledge, it was not widened for Pocket Plus. And so because of that, everything is kind of flush to the edge, which that's fine. I just had to kind of rework it a little bit. My whole thing of trying these different covers, you may be like, why don't you just order a custom? I don't know exactly what, or I didn't know exactly what I wanted. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go with the black, if I wanted the JL brown. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go with a custom that's just leaving it like this size, or if I wanted one that was a little bit wider to go with the Pocket Plus. I wasn't sure if this was just not going to work for me, and I wanted to move back into my tried and true Franklin Covey Compact. And they're a hefty price tag for ordering a custom with Spek. Now, I think that it's worth the cost, absolutely, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I think it's worth it. The craftsmanship and Petra is wonderful. And everyone there does such an amazing job that I think it is absolutely worth it. So I'm not complaining about the price, but if I'm going to spend the money, I want to make sure that I'm investing in something that is going to bring me joy, that I'm going to use, and is functional. So because of that, I've like invested in a few pre-loved customs to get my footing, to see what I think. And so that's what I recommend if you're kind of like me, you're not sure. You know, try different ones that are pre-loved, see what you like, make notes, mental notes, physical notes of what you like about it, what you don't. And it'll help you kind of make more informed decisions. There's some people on YouTube and Instagram that always, like me, they share their planners, they talk about it, they talk about custom, like if you're going to order a custom, these are things to consider. And so there's people that are way better than me at doing that. So I always say to people, if they're like, where do I start? I'm like, YouTube. That's where I go. That's where I recommend you go. So I say all that to say, I haven't ordered a custom for that reason, number one. Number two is the production time. Now, I understand it's a good problem to have, that they're so busy that the production time is long. I think it's something like 3 months right now, which, you know, that's fine. But I'm an impatient Patty. I do not want to wait. And so I'm very much Veruca. Like, I want it now. If I've got it in my mind, I got to have it. It's a character flaw. Okay. I'm aware of it. But also another reason is I don't know what my address is going to be by the time. So I could order it now, and then by the time it's shipping, I'm out of here. So there's that. So for now, I'm just enjoying what I have playing. And then when I order my custom, when I'm settled, if I choose to, whatever, towards the end of the year, I'll do a D-stash maybe and, you know, pass some of these along to you guys. So anyway, I was supposed to make this a short intro, and here I go 10 minutes in, flapping my gums again. But these are some of the questions that I have received recently, so I might as well address them. So that is why I am in a different cover. It's beautiful. I personally love the JL Janet leathers. I think they're beautiful. I know some people say that they're very touchy. You can see there's a few marks here. To me, you know, dots, like it gives it character. I really enjoy this leather. Hear the squish. It's nice and squishy. I love that. To me, it's a beautiful, supple, natural feeling leather. And so I really enjoy that. My light is glaring a bit. My setup has mostly stayed the same, but I am going to do a flip through and a bit of a chatty one just to explain in case you haven't seen my other video, in case you want to just watch one, in case you're new, whatever. I tend to do that with my videos. I will talk a little bit about how I use each section, because if you're just finding me for the very first time and this is your first video, I don't want you to feel like you have to dive into 17 videos to understand how I use my planner. So it may seem a little bit redundant or repetitive to those of you who watch every video, and I'm sorry for that. You know I'm wordy. I always will put timestamps so you can kind of jump around. But I just like to be the way that my mind is. I have ADHD, and so I like to I go off on little side quests, okay? And that's just how it is. That's how it is. So the inner pocket here, I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 card slots, and then a little pocket here. I've had this little guy forever. I just can't seem to get him out of my planner. I just love him so much. But he does swap with my Diet Coke from my sweet, sweet friend, Plan with Fran. And so sometimes if I'm getting bored of looking at him, we switch out to the Diet Coke and vice versa, because this is going with me to the end of time. If you know, you know. So a few changes I've made. I have these little, kind of my version of a task card on these. I'm sorry. I just like to show people that it's I know some people are like, I hate it when that sound, but it's not just like a thin vellum. It's that card from, they're the cutting mats from $1.25 Tree, okay? And I printed it off my little thing that I made. I made it in Canva. And I printed on clear label paper, sticker paper. I have my checking in with goals. And then I also have my home task routine with daily and weekly tasks. And these just live here so that I can be reminded of those tasks. This reference card and in case of emergency, these are I think they're in my Etsy shop. They're probably also on my website in this pocket size. But if you don't care that they fit in here and you just want the freebie, it comes in a square version on my website for free. You can just download it and print it in that square size, fill it out, laminate it, whatever. The reference card has my most referenced information. So when I have to fill out certain forms for my son, I have to always put the same information. So I put that on the reference card, like my driver's license number, his medical ID number, things like that I like to have a reference where I send the travel logs to. That's what's on my reference card, and it's personal information. So I'm not going to show you, I'm just explaining. I also put things like my most used credit card number for if I'm doing some online shopping and I don't feel like getting up and getting my wallet. That is also on there. And then I have an in case of emergency with my contact information, our medical info. So if anything were to happen, that is there. And then this is part of that little freebie thing. I just like it. It's a quote. And then I just double-sided taped some of this pretty lace that I got at Hobby Lobby, aka the mothership. So that just makes it pretty and gives it a little deco. I also have a big square card that I made the same way with my son's routine because we homeschool. So I put all of his stuff here, and it's just a helpful trigger list for me. And then I found these in my old stash, and I'm just trying to embrace pink for spring. I think these are like old Martha Stewart tabs from Staples, I'm pretty sure. So then we're moving into the main part of my planner. This is my Mama dashboard. It's inspired by Watch Becca Plan. She's incredible. She has a freebie, I think, that says like mother, I'm pretty sure. And I was inspired by that, and I just wanted one for myself. It's not for sale. It's not going to be for sale. It's not listed anywhere. It's just for me because I like it. If you want something similar, go see Watch Becca Plan, and she has that. And then I had several questions about this. Let me get zoomed in here if I can. Now that we are going to be down in the trenches. Sorry. Someone was like, what is that? Where did you get that? I've had a few people asking me. Part of what I do when I homeschool is I like to put on background music on YouTube, calming music, like ASMR stuff that's not distracting. And this one is like a cozy cottage ASMR thing. And it's just this beautiful, calming like harp and some music. And it's this little scene that looks like a cozy village. And this is a screenshot from the video because when I see it, it instantly calms me down. So if you're someone who struggles with anxiety or stress, I highly recommend taking elements of things that you use to calm yourself. And if you're a planner, screenshot it, print it, and put it in your planner. Seeing it when I open my planner really does give me peace. It brings me a little bit of peace. And most of the time when I'm opening my planner, I'm thinking about a task that I have to add or something in my mind. And so I'm kind of keyed up, if that makes sense. My planner helps my life. But when I open it, I feel a little more stressed because I know that I'm having to do things and I'm trying to make sure that I'm getting them done and all of that. So I like to put in little reminders throughout my planner of things that will make me smile, calm me down, make me happy, bring me joy, peace, calm, whatever. And so I don't do a ton of deco, but for me, this is my functional deco. And the quote, maybe it doesn't exist because you haven't created it yet, was from my husband when we were talking about it. I was like, wouldn't it be nice? We were just daydreaming about a place. Like, I wish there was a place kind of like a Disneyland, but for homeschoolers or for people who just wanted like wholesome fun and not necessarily like all the rides and things like that, but just to go in and have these experiences like a Beauty and the Beast library and a little tavern and all of that. And we went on we like to do that together where we just daydream and talk about things. And wouldn't it be cool if it had this or that or whatever? And so he said that maybe it doesn't exist because you haven't created it yet. And I was like, I would have it like this and it would be like that. And so it's a long tangent to explain why it's there and what it means to me. But I thought it would be a good opportunity to kind of remind you to put those little things in your planner that make you happy, whatever that is for you. Maybe it's a picture of your kids or your puppy or your cat or whatever, right? So that's the very long-winded. We're already at 20 minutes. Good God. Sorry. Explanation for why that's there. I got this little vellum at Hobby Lobby and it's pretty. I was looking for some for my Kindle, which I like to decorate the back of my Kindle. And this was like a leftover piece and I was like, I think this would fit in my pocket, and it does. So I just put Graham's current favorite snacks. He has ARFID and autism, and so his foods, he has a list of preferred foods, and so those are always changing, and I like to update them periodically. I have this little plastic, and it just has some of my most used stickies. So these are Plan with B stickies, sticky note templates or sticky notes that I printed just on my blue because that's what I had. And then I have some grid ones and some circle, some page flags. And I keep it right here at the front before my inbox because when I'm going, this comes with me because it's nice and small. I throw this in my purse and we're out the door together. And so I have my next time I'm at list here that I will reference first. And then I have like a running grocery list. I just filled up my other one. So we're on to a brand new fresh one. These are freebies on my website, MaineMamaPlans.com. This is a floral checklist freebie, and I have it in a ton of different sizes. Then the very first official section with a label is my inbox. I made some of these dashboards for myself. They haven't changed. It's a table of contents, but then I tried to make it look pretty. So I have that on one side, and then on the other side, this is an old Foxy Fix plastic sleeve that I cut down to fit. I have my icon and color key. I like to put this on this side of my inbox so that I have it easy to reference. And then I have my inbox. I was trying 2 different types of inbox, like a coded one or one that just like you check as you complete each section. I think I like the coded one a little better, so I'll probably do that. But I had already printed it and I was like, I'm not going to waste it. And then as I was coming through and still needed more things, I just started listing a ton of inserts I still needed to print. And so I've got mostly through that list, but there's still a few that I need to do. So I'm keeping that here. Next, we get into my calendars section. This is a little clear divider that I made, and then I just use my Brother label maker for calendars. This is my perpetual calendar, and on the back I have a yearly overview calendar. This one is a Sunday start, but then I also have a monthly or a Monday start. And then we go into monthlies. These are my Pocket Plus monthlies. They are listed on Etsy, not on my website. All of my new Pocket Plus stuff is just on Etsy. We have January, February. I have these little clear tabs with white mini tabs for the month that they were Shop Gracie Edits, but I think she changed her name, but I can't remember what it is. I'll put them in the description if I can find them. March, and then again here I have these little plastics that my friend Fran sent me a link to on Amazon, and I ordered some. And I just have this little key, which I'm still thinking about what I want to use this for. We'll see. I know I'll use it. I just don't know what for yet. It will come to me. But on this side is, again, my icon and color key, just because as I'm coming through, I like to move this throughout. So when I'm entering something in for the month that we're currently on, I just like to have it here. So that I'm not rushing back and forth and trying to remember, because it's still kind of new. So I'm trying to remember, like, wait, what color is Chris? And what color is, or what am I using for the appointment or whatever, right? So I just have that there in the middle of the month. And I have these dated going all the way until the end of 2025. December, and then the back is just a future plans. We move then right into my weeklies. These were some weeklies I was trying out, and now we move into these weeklies. I tried to do horizontal for a little bit. It's not for me. And so I made these, and again, I just wanted some whimsy, some fun. So I did. This is this is my jam. This is what I like. It works for me. It's what makes me happy, makes me feel productive. And so this is the weekly that I think I'm just meant to always be in. It's number 77 on my website, or on Etsy, if you want it in this size. Otherwise, I think it's number 17. But what it has is space for each day. It's undated. It's just a Monday start through Sunday. It's based on the 5 choices by Franklin Covey. And then what I did is I put some check boxes down here. I have a weekly tracker and then a weekly spending. And for mine specifically, I filled in the tasks before I printed it. But on the ones that's on my website, these tasks are blank, obviously. It's Monday through Sunday. This one I use for meals. And then sometimes I don't. Sometimes I use it as an additional to-do list. Sometimes I split it in half and use it as a grocery list, like I did right here. See, I cut it in half and just use it as a long grocery list because that's what I felt like that week. This is this week. I just have one of these little things to help me know that it's this week. And I put that like this. Okay, my kids are playing, so that's what that was, sorry. I have a running to-do list, like a weekly to-do. Sometimes it's just random other things. Sometimes it's verses. Sometimes it's whatever. I keep it blank so that I can use it how I want to for the week. I keep track of my weekly spending here, and then I will transfer that into my spending section at the end of the week. And that helps me stay on track with my budgeting. I have 7 spaces per day. It's fine. And then I think it's 4 for the weekend days, and that works for me. And so it makes me happy. We were sick this week, so lots of rest, not a lot of things happening. I did order a MoTerm Elite after watching my friend Fran's video, so I'm excited to see that. That should be coming soon. So that'll be cool. So that's my weekly. This is a blank one, so you can kind of see what it looks like. And like I said, this normally isn't filled out. It's just empty. But this is what I like. And then, is that it? Yeah, that's just extra weeklies. Then we move into my top tab trackers. So this is a 2025 weekly calendar, or yearly calendar, I mean. I just created these last time we spoke because I need to have some reference for certain things. Like last time I spoke to the realtor, this is what she said, or whatever. So I have a few of those. And then I just made this for myself. If you want me to list it, let me know. It's only Pocket Plus because that's what I made it for. But I like to do my own nails. I'm a nail girly, and I don't know what the heck this is. I think it's my self tanner. But I like to do them. And these were recommended from my girl Kim. I'm kind of digging the matte. I wanted to keep them matte, but now I see like you have to put the top coat on, like she said, because it just picks things up. But anyway, I like to do my own nails. And I was like, I need a place where I can put down like what my nail size, what my like fingernail sizes are for press-ons, and then my favorites, like my favorite nails. So that's what these are that I'm wearing right now. They're the Miss X Matte French Medium, and I got them on Amazon. So I made this so that I could keep track of things. And then on the back, just more info. Like I wanted to keep track of like my favorite gel base and top coats, and my favorite online suppliers, and my favorite like nail brands, and like what lamp I have or whatever. I have huge, like a huge tote full of nail stuff. So I probably need more of these, but I just wanted to keep this as like my favorites. You know what I'm saying? So I made that the other day. My miscellaneous trackers. I have my comfort TV shows, what I'm reading, and then I also made this for myself to keep track of my beauty favorites, because there's a lot of times when I'm at the store and I'm like, wait, I need a new, I'm out of my bronzer. Like, which color was I using, or what foundation shade was I exactly? So that's why I made this. And I just kind of put hair, face, or body, what it is, the shade, and then would I buy it again? So some things it's like, no, I'm just gonna, I have it and I'm gonna use it till it's gone, and I'm not gonna repurchase it. So that's a change that I added. I'm working through my favorites. And then I decided to use this little thing to keep track of like what I'm watching. And I did it like this because I thought like I can either leave it as text, or I could go in and put like little pictures of like some of the things that I watched. So usually the only things I'll put on here for watching is things, excuse me, that Chris and I are going to watch together. I created an inventory for my, like some of my custom planners that I've bought so far this year. That's how I'm using this. Some Happy Mail, keeping track of some things that were on their way. This is my pen swatch, or mild liners and swatches bundle. I just put some of my most used swatches in here. I still have these blank, the idea maps, because I know I'm going to need them in the next couple of weeks or months. So I've got a few in here ready to go. Same with goals. I've got my move. Where stuff is from. So my white monthly tabs, Gracie edits. There you go. Adhesive index tabs. That's what those monthly ones are. The frosted dividers, I made them using Dollar Tree cutting mats. Page finders, I made them using ink blending mats from Hobby Lobby. That's what these things are, the clear ones like this. If you go to the stamps section and you find ink blending mats, this is the item number. Okay, screenshot right there if you want. That's how I made these dividers here, like these clear. They're a nice thickness. They're not too thick, but they're sturdy enough to be good size for dividers. And that's what I am using. And so I've just put a little tracker in here of like where things are from. People have asked me like what fonts I'm using, which combos I like. So there you go. Those are some of my favorite fonts for stickers and for things. Then my business, I'm canceling. I have to go through and file my cancellation. There's a lot of different things for ending my notary business here. And so I'm just put a little tab so that I can keep track of everything that I am doing. I've got my social media trackers in here for analytics. I've got a little video bank for videos I'd like to do. I keep track of our illnesses and our illness log. I need to update this because we were sick this week. Medication tracker. I also use this to keep track of when we get prescriptions. This is my monthly budget. This is just a sample one that I filled out and I just still have it in here. This is on my Etsy. And then this is my spending fold out, helpful spending information there. This is the amount spent. I have to transfer everything over from my Franklin Covey spending overview fold out with the spending goals, weekly goals, actual spending. So like keeping track of your monthly spending and then reflecting. Made myself a spending tracker just for some extra if in case I have overflow from the week, I'll just come back here and put the extra that's in there and just have it as a running overflow, basically. And then my boys were playing with stickers and coloring, and I had to put it in here. The next section is for my Graham. And a lot of this is like, you know, personal, talking about the last time I spoke with his doctors and things like that. Annual meeting notes, his favorites. This is a sweet freebie from Watch Becca Plan. And then I'm doing some provider research for Tennessee, so I have some notes in here for that. My contact cards for our current providers. And then we get into my my next section for my son Watson. But before that, I just threw in a couple of my most cooked recipes. This is my recipe card, and I just made this little, like a fork and spoon tab. My bread that I make every week. My son's favorite chocolate chip cookies that I make. My husband's favorite cookies. That's my mother-in-law's recipe. And then these are some recipes that I've created that I'm working on, like pizza sauce and pizza dough and biscuits and gravy. So I just have like those that once I've got the measurements all accurate, then I will commit it to a recipe card, but I'm still tweaking them. Okay, second to last section. So this is one of the ones that I still have the big tab because it doesn't stick over too much, is my oldest son section. And these are all empty now because I have to transfer everything over from my Franklin Covey to backdate, and that's fine. I have this little today tab down here with some notes. Then I have this fold out from Watch Becca Plan. I've got his school year requirements there. We're looking into research for other things to do down in Tennessee. 10 truths about homeschooling that I just found to be really inspirational. So I put those in here. And then I have some contact cards for him. I was going to go back through and put like the books or the field trips that we did. And so I have to go back through and do that. Some of his favorites. I have one of these last time we spoke for him, and a list there. And then this is just a little kind of page flag thing for like a mini divider for the notes section. And then this was like when I knew I wanted an insert for nails. This is how I was sketching it out. My terrible, hilarious drawing that looks like witch hands, but that's fine. And I just put it in here because I know, like, I'm like, I can still use the back for my next one when inspiration strikes. So I kept it in. Waste not, want not. And then I just have some miscellaneous checklists in the back. Notes pages, like lined notes, grid notes. And then I have a few extra vellums. And then I have extra spending registers back here. I have this from my sweet friend Fran that I will never take out. Then the back has personal medical emergency medical information for my kids. And his like sticker that he got with his measurements at his last doctor appointment. A couple medical cards. And that is it. So this is my updated planner. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope it was entertaining, at the very least, if not helpful. And I'm still using this pretty little pouch. It fits in there perfectly and slides right in my bag. I love it. So these are my necessities. Anytime I'm leaving the house, this is what I grab. But if you hear my son, he's trying to break into the filming room. But I hope this was helpful. I hope you guys are going to have a great day or great week, that you're enjoying your planners. I'm sorry for my kids acting crazy. That's how it is. But I love you, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.